Narad Muni said Prahlad Maharaj was the best person in the family of the Asuras who always aspired for material happiness. Nonetheless, although allured by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who offered him all benedictions for material happiness because of his unalloyed Krishna consciousness, he did not want to take any material benefit for sense gratification. This is the heart of a pure devotee, a test, small test Narasimhadeva is doing. And he is passing the test. The test is, what do you want? Narasimhadev is so pleased with his devotion service, and that is the mood. The Lord is the mood of Varadeva. In Kartik Arti we sing, no? Varadeva. Varam, Varadeva comes there. So he says, I want to give you Vara. But I don't... Krishna's Narasimhadeva wants to give Vara. Prahlad Maharaj said, I'm not doing business with you. I did devotion service because it is my duty. It's a very wonderful consciousness of a devotee. Only conscious devotee has. Generally people, Arey, safal ho gaya. My worship is successful because they desire some material benefit. I see Krishna is pleased with my worship. I am so great devotee. He is not at all in that mood. He is so happy that Lord has kindly come, and he is so pleased to see the Lord. Prabhupada is quoting in the purport the example of Dhruva Maharaj. The Dhruva Maharaj is in a mood that he wanted a kingdom greater than his father and grandfather. But what is the reality actually? That there is nothing in the universe greater than Brahmas. He is the great grandson of Brahma. It is very near if you go. His father, Uttanapada. So, what is greater than that? And that is, Krishna created a new place called Dhruvaloka for him, which is like Vaikuntha, which will not be destroyed. So, anyway, when the Lord appeared, he asked him, what can I give you? And Dhruva Maharaj, when he was seeing the Lord, he was so happy to see the Lord. He makes a beautiful statement. He says, Varam na yache. I don't want any vara. Sthana vilashi tapasi sitoham. I wanted some sthana. And therefore, sthana, he wanted a kingdom. Then his grandfather. Tapasi sitoham. Therefore, I did some tapasya. Tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam. And I got you now, which is difficult to get even for devatas and munis. I am so fortunate to get you, my Lord. Even devatas and muni cannot guhyam. Guhyam means you are not revealed to them. You are confidential. You are secret for them. Guha, guhyam. Sana vilashi tapasi sitoham tvam tvaptaram deva munindra guhyam. Guhyat guhyataram guhyatamam. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says guhyatamam. So, I am seeing you, which is not revealed even to great sages. And even devatas cannot see you. I got darshan. And I am so happy by just seeing you. Therefore, devotees are so happy by seeing Krishna. They don't want anything. I don't want anything else. In fact, rather, when he is coming back home, Bhagavatam mentioned Dhruva Maharaj comes with his head down. Even the Lord benedicts him. You will get Dhruvaloka. He says, you will be the next ruler now. I give you everything. But interesting, Bhagavatam says, when he is coming back home, his head is down. He's coming very ashamed. I went to the Lord for such a small thing. It's very interesting. So where in this material world anybody can understand this? Karmis cannot understand this emotion. Karmis are all sense gratifiers. Correct? They're always working for a fruit. Their heart is polluted. And there is a strong desire for material fruit. They cannot understand the heart of a pure devotee. What do you say? Can they understand? They will say, what? Pagal ho gaya. Jnani cannot understand because he also wants moksha. He also. Yogi cannot understand because he wants some siddhis to display some power like they do. They can eat glass, they can walk on fire. Nowadays also some jokers are there. They think this is success of life. And then Karmi, Jnani, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami. So all these three varieties are Ashanta. They're always Ashant. Because even if you get it, you're never satisfied. So they will remain Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Kevala Shanta. Only the devotee of the Lord is peaceful. He does not want anything. He's so peaceful. I don't want anything. He's so happy and satisfied. So Prahlad Maharaj is here showing he is an exemplary devotee. In fact, now Narasimhadeva is going to say, you are the best of my devotees. That means Prabhupada says in the purport, the 12 Mahajanas, he is the best among them. He's so great. This 5-year-old boy, he excels so many personalities by the test he passed out in front of the Lord. He has come among super excellent among his devotees. Now, who doesn't talk about Prahlad? He is so great devotee. So Prabhupada talks in the purport on the lecture on this. I could just briefly read. Once he talks about there was a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishan, and he was living in a broken hut. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day went, I can bless you, you can have better house. No, I am very satisfied. See, there are birds on the tree, they have no shelter. At least I have a shelter, maybe with broken holes. He is seeing in that way. So, no. Prabhupada, the devotee do not want it. They are satisfied. Whatever Krishna given, they are more than satisfied. They never ask Krishna for anything. And then Prabhupada takes an example of Rupa Sanatan Goswami. The one day in the famous story, Rupa Goswami feels that we need something. At least let me give. No, what do I need now? He doesn't need something. He feels that I want to give a good feast to my brother, Sanatan Goswami. He's the younger brother. And suddenly one beautiful girl appears. Small girl. And she said, Babaji, हमारे घर में कुछ function हुआ था. थोड़ा ये दान के लिए है सामग्री. Ghee, grain, and other thing. Rupa Goswami says, what a nice circumstance. I was thinking of feasting my brother and nice thing has come. So and then he makes it and makes a big feast, offers it to Krishna and calls his brother, come, we have some prasadam today. So brother comes and says, God, big feast. Tell me from where you got all these ingredients. We are living in Vrindavana every day, a different tree, living in such austerities. Where you got so many? No, a girl came. So Sanatan Goswami says, please describe the girl. He became suspicious. So he says, no, she was did like this characteristics. And they are Manjaris, both of them. They can recognize Radharani. You understand, no? We will not be able to know even Radharani meet somewhere, correct? But they are Rupa Manjari. They are all gopis of the spiritual world. They recognize, Abha, Radharani had come. And then Sanatan Goswami started crying. Prabhupada says so nicely. He says, you have murdered me. You killed us. We have taken service from Radharani. Correct? So that is not the attitude. Devotees are always thinking of Krishna's comfort. Therefore, Prabhupada points about how when Krishna used to walk in the forest of Vrindavan, the gopis at home, the elder gopis who treating Krishna as Vasala Rasa, younger gopis in Madhurya Rasa, all of them used to be in terrible pain. How is he walking in the forest? His legs are so soft. How can he walk? Correct? Very interestingly, somebody was saying that Krishna's lotus feet imprint are only in Vrindavan, not in Mathura. Anybody can tell why? Not in Dwarka. Why only in Vrindavan we get Krishna's lotus feet imprint? Therefore, Vrindavan becomes more auspicious. Because there is a king. King doesn't walk barefooted. He has a khadao. Our Sunday night classes, we get so many points. Correct? Mathura is a king. You think king walks barefooted? What do you say? Your boss in the office come barefooted. He will not come bare. It's a ऐसा भाई नंगे पैर चलते हैं क्या राजा लोग राजा is a special khadao with some jewels on it. So there Krishna is so royally, but in Vrindavan his lotus footprint are there on the land. Krishna walked to the land of Vrindavan, traversed the land of Vrindavan. So they're always in meditation. And they are always happy that Krishna is comfortable. Now Krishna left Vrindavan. Yesterday we discussed that Akrura takes Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura. Very, very, very nice pastime. And the main point was that the gopis, anyway, when Krishna goes away, he never came back. And gopis were in unbearable pain. But because separation from Krishna is unbearable pain and also the highest ecstasy. It looks external pain from material situation, if you look materially, but spiritually, because the meditation is on Krishna, it is the highest spiritual pleasure. Correct? Just like when you chant Hare Krishna, it's the greatest spiritual pleasure. Isn't it so? So if you are meditating on Krishna, it may look pain. Oh, I'm not seeing Krishna, I'm not seeing Krishna. The Goswamis are also roaming Vrindavan. Where is Radharani? Where is Krishna? In separation from Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu whole life in separation from Krishna. But it's not pain. It is greatest pleasure. And look at their love. They just wanted to always know Krishna is comfortable in Mathura or Dwarka. They don't want to disturb Krishna. They just want to know he is happy. And that is actually the highest advancement of. They don't want anything personally. Prabhupada said devotees even don't want to see Krishna. Why disturb in his Leela? Let it continue. Correct? Suppose somebody is there. Do you like to disturb? No, let him continue. He must be doing some important work. Correct? So Krishna is busy with his pastime. They are just happy if they get some service to Krishna. They are very happy. Why bother Krishna? Krishna, come here. What do Karmi say? Krishna should come here now, show himself. Why he should show you? Why he is a very important person? Let him continue with this beautiful Leela, with his wonderful devotees. Why I should interrupt that? Let him continue. So these are all wonderful actually ecstasies of pure devotees. And Prahlad Maharaj is also an exalted devotee. He is not asking anything. Even though externally it happens, he is not in the family of the Devatas. Correct? So how did he get? Yasyasa bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gune tatra samasate suraha harav abhaktat kuto mahad guna manoratena satidhavato bahi. So when somebody becomes a devotee of the Lord, Bhagavati Akinchana, Sarvai Gunai Tatra Samasase Sura, all the wonderful qualities manifest in his heart. Harav Abhakta Sikuto Mahadguna. If somebody has not become a devotee, he has no qualities. Therefore, we had that devotee, proper disciple come. He told us, no, all rascals. And he was telling the meditation that when Prabhupada said rascal, rascal, I was thinking, isn't he using too strong words? But later I realized, no, the kind of activities happening, people are doing in forgetfulness of the Lord, they deserve only one title, rascal. He was telling how he saw the damage caused because of the nuclear explosion in Hiroshima. He said, when I came to know how people in unbearable pain were vaporized in moments, so only one word I had for the people, rascals. Correct? Actually, people are very, very, very demoniac. When they forget the Lord, how cruel they become, how crazy they become, we can't even know. Okay, but nothing to worry, as I've been discussing last few days. Every individual, unless you harm yourself, nobody can harm you, even in Kali Yuga. We are in the most horrible situation, that's Kali Yuga. Correct? Unless you harm yourself, nobody can harm you. Laws of karma are protecting everybody. True, if you advance further, there is a personal protection of the Lord. Like Prahlad Maharaj was personally protected. Correct? But laws of karma are anyway protecting everybody. If I have a papa karma and if I want to, somebody wants to slap you, he'll be able to slap you. If you don't have, he can't touch you. Not that now I walk in the middle of the road. I take precaution. But at the same time, I know there is protection. Everybody is protected by the Lord. So there is nothing to get anxious or worry. Our situation, we get so much anxiety, we get so much disturbance. It is because we behave internally and in our activities as uncivilized. Therefore, we become fit for punishment by material nature. Prabhupada says very nicely, God's kingdom is so nicely arranged. If you try to create disturbance, you'll be punished. So if I am in anxiety, if I am disturbed, it is because of me, nobody else in this world. Correct? Prahlad Maharaj said previously, our only enemy is our own mind. We do not have an enemy. Who is our enemy? Our own mind. So if I am disturbed, it's because of something I am trying to do which is wrong. Therefore, police has come to punish me. Correct? And punishment happens either externally or internally. Knowing all this, Atma Kritam Vipapakam, that whatever difficulties I may see, it is my own doing. Because there is nothing lamentable in God's kingdom. Person becomes very, very peaceful. He becomes very happy. He knows that there is nothing lamentable in God's kingdom. He is very peaceful and happy. Okay? And he is so peaceful, he can even in Krishna consciousness then achieve the emotions of Prahlad Maharaj, not desiring anything. There are so many instances of that, not desiring anything from the Lord. Just thinking, how can I make the Lord comfortable? Even deities, when we go, I was seeing on the net, somebody had put YouTube, how to get a beautiful girl to marry, please chant this mantra. And million hits. And people are, because the mantra was difficult, people were typing on the text, that message, can I just hear it, because I am not able to chant it. So even if you chant mantras, we are always desiring some. Shri Radha Govinda ki. We are always desiring some material. The desiring a material benefit is like part and parcel of our life. Day, night, dhanam dehi, rupam dehi, putram dehi, janam dehi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu denied all of them. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. That's what Prabhupada is quoted here. Yeah, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitava jagadish kamaye, mama janmani share bhavatat bhakti ahitu kitvai. He said, I don't want dhana, jana, anything. I do not want all these things. So he says, what do you want? Prabhupada says, what is your positive program then? He says, mama janmani share, birth after birth, I want devotion service unto you, my Lord. Okay? This is what it is. I do not want anything. I just want to birth after birth. He doesn't even desire liberation and going to Vaikuntha. So this is a heart. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself personally gave an example. The heart of a devotee. Okay? So this will come as we advance in Krishna consciousness. Here as a sadhana, we say we should not ask. In fact, rather we go to the Lord and pray, my Lord, if I desire something stupid, don't give it. And many times actually it is true. We do desire something stupid in our Krishna. Arey, that person is enjoying like this. I wish I had that. Why you are not giving me this? Sometimes that happens. Why Krishna is not giving me this? Why is not Krishna is not giving me this? We forget there is nothing lamentable in kingdom of God. Isn't it? Sometimes we feel or not. We are desiring some dhana. Nobody is satisfied. He wants more. We desire some jana, some followers. We desire some sundarim. At least some beautiful girls should be behind me. Something we desire. And when we see somebody else is having, we see he is so fortunate. The moment you feel he is fortunate, anybody, because of these things, you are unfit to be a devotee. You are making a show then. True or not? Bhogaishwarya prasakta nam taya aprachetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidiyate. Devotee means is thinking about Krishna. It shows you are not thinking about Krishna. The moment you are desiring all these things. Just like natak, pakhand. So to be a devotee is not a small thing, it's a very big thing. Easy to say. So bhoga and aishwarya, if you are aspiring or somebody else have it, taya aparahita chetasam, you get bewildered. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, samadho na vidhiyate. You'll never be able to fix your mind how do I serve Krishna. The service to Krishna will be polluted with a million ton of kachara. One small desire to serve Krishna and millions of desires for sense gratification. Correct? So if in your case, Krishna comes and says, what do you want? Those desires will be jumping, ask. And the heart will be very difficult. Even you say, I don't want anything, it will be artificial. But heart, you desire so many things. Okay? So, and that is the reason. You see why Narasimhadev has come to Prahlad Maharaj. Why he is not giving us darshan? Because we are still not ready. We have desire. It's not that we are not devotees. Kanishta devotees. Also called in the Shastras, Prakita Sahajiyas. So-called devotees. Imposter devotees. Very neophyte imposters. And therefore, we have million things to ask from the Lord, and service to Krishna is at the end. Therefore, we don't get pure devotion service. But Prahlad Maharaj, or so many examples of pure devotees we hear, they just don't want anything. They just want Krishna. Okay, so we should develop that mentality and take advantage. Prabhupada left these wonderful books. In fact, Prabhupada used to always say, I also explained this point previously, we should know our limitation. However much we may repeat Prabhupada's words, is also, we should know our limitation. We cannot take anybody to Krishna. The Prabhupada has to do. Correct? That is. So any preaching should end in person reading Prabhupada books. For yourself also. Every day there should be some time we take shelter of these books. Otherwise, what are we doing in spiritual life? Correct? We say take shelter of Prabhupada. But if you do not do yourself, then who will take interest? And then public also, as we preach, will always, because if you are tasting books, will always say, why don't you read these books? Why people are not read? They read so many things. They will always read. Correct? If you are reading, you will be able to convince people, read these books, Baba. So spend some time, half an hour, 1 hour a day. Prabhupada says for that half an hour, 1 hour, you are transported to another plane. We are totally in the material plane now. With the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, so many desires, we are dragged with so many material anxieties, we are suffering. At least for that half an hour, 1 hour, we are transported to spiritual domain, which is so beautiful. Anyway, 2 दिन का जिंदगी है, खुशी से जियो ना. So at least we should not miss that opportunity. Yesterday we were discussing in the night, it's an opportunity. Actually, when the whole creation is dissolved, it's all over. Because Lord in the mood of Sankarsana feels that people are not taking advantage. Burn this whole creation, he burns it. Then after some time Krishna feels that maybe hundreds and millions or trillions of years, I'll give one more chance. Isn't it? Mother also always feel like that. How much a child makes a mistake. Now if I give a chance, he will correct. Always the goodwill is there. So Krishna is the Supreme Father, and with a great goodwill he feels, if I give a chance, definitely they will take it up. They will take it up. Isn't it? So much good wish of Krishna is there that he's feeling so good. No, he's a good boy. He'll correct himself. I give him one more chance. And we throw away the chance again. Whole life is thrown away. Then again go for billions of years and lakhs of species. We cannot even count how many years you spend. Because some trees you live for thousands of years. You might have spent some another 1 billion years. Again you come to human birth. And again you throw away the chance. How much foolish we are. How much foolish we are. So we have this opportunity. It's not that anything has to stop. We have to do something for our livelihood. Definitely. Okay? But at the same time, we should not miss an opportunity for spiritual advancement. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.